Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we have the Xiaomi Poco F3. Now I'll leave a link down in the description to wirelessplace.com where you can grab yours at to see the current pricing of this killer flagship, I might add. Let me read the specs down. Let me tell you why I say flagship, because you guys like to talk about specs a lot. This has a Snapdragon 870 5G, 4520 milliamp hour battery, 6 gigs of RAM in this model, but it does come in an 8 gig version. This is a 6 gig, 128 gig version. You've got a 6.67 inch 1080 by 2400 display, a 48 megapixel shooter on the back. Now this was just announced on the 22nd of March, and it was released on March 22nd. So we're in April. We're at the end of April with the recording of this video, and we're going to take a look at this. Now the front glass is Gorilla Glass 5 and the back glass is Gorilla Glass 5, but it does have a plastic frame, so some of you guys might feel some type of way about that. I personally don't. And it has IP53 dust and splash protection. Now this is an AMOLED 120 Hertz HDR10 1300 nits peak display for $400 with a Snapdragon 870. That is why I say this is a flagship, period. The 48 megapixel is a wide, then you have an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and then they have that 5 megapixel macro shot on there. 4K 30, 4K 60, 4K 30, 1080p, 30, 60, 120, 240, and 960 frames per second at 1080p. It does have EIS, and I think you should note that. The front camera is a 20 megapixel wide that shoots 1080p 30 and 720p 120 frames per second. Stereo speakers on board. There is no headphone jack, but you do have Type-C, and then you got Bluetooth 5.1. And we're going to get into this. The fingerprint reader is mounted on the side. Let's get into it. Wanted to read that down so you can understand what Xiaomi is doing here. Folks, you better hurry up and hit that link because you're getting ready to see some killer hardware. And we already know how good their software is. So, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. How many know what song that is? Alright, so you're greeted with a big Poco logo right here. Poco logo. Welcome to the Poco family. I like they doing things like this now. Let's set that over there. Lift this up here. And I wonder if they give you a case in here. Well, look at that. They sure do. They've got Poco stickers and stuff in here. They're doing it now, man. So you got, what is it? This is, oh, Type-C 3.5 adapter. Oh, look at this. So even they're going to take care of you, even though you don't have a headphone jack. They give you a Type-C adapter, and they're not going to charge you for it. Go figure. Ha. Oh, man. And again, you have some Poco stickers, you know, the manuals and stuff like that. And then case is a clear case. I don't know that I'll use this case. Let's throw it to the side. But let's get to the phone, see what else is in the box. So the phone has a nice, it's a nice feel to this already. I like it. There's actually more in the bottom of this box. Look at this. You've got Type-C and you have the charger. Remember, this is $400, folks. You can't beat that. So let's see here. If I can see what this charger is. I mean, I'm tripping trying to act like it's a fast charger. It's a fast charger. It's that super fast charging too, because it's got that orange thing in there, the orange label, and then you got the special orange Type-C cable. So take note of that. Let's get this out of the way. They're giving it all to you for $400, and I think that deserves some recognition. So again, 120 Hertz, 6.7 inch AMOLED display, Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 with 5G. Dolby Atmos stereo speakers. Ooh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Folks, this is a beautiful, beautiful piece of hardware. All right, we just got to marvel at the hardware for just a second. It's so shiny though. That's a con for me, having these shiny backs. But they are beautiful though. They are beautiful. When they do these shiny backs like this, they are freaking beautiful, man. Look at this 48 megapixel AI triple camera. Just the whole setup on here is really nice. Let me tell you something, folks. This phone feels good. And it comes with a screen protector installed. Looks like that's a tempered glass. Can't really tell, but it definitely has a screen protector. So on this side here, you got a power button, and I'll hit that power button because I think that's gonna double as the fingerprint reader too. And you got your volume rocker, and you got the front camera right there. This feels good, man. It's got a little 5G boot up logo. MIUI. This is gonna be MIUI 12, and there it is. So I'm gonna get this set up and I'll be right back. Oh, look at the little speaker joints on the top right there. And you got a speaker down there. You got your type C. You got your SIM tray right there. Yeah, let's put one of my SIM cards in here and let's get this thing all set up for you. Ooh, fingerprints are there, man, but yeah, let's try on the case real quick, I guess. I might have to rock this case just to avoid all these fingerprints. We might just do it. Let me wipe it down. The case has a, and the fact that they give you protection in the box, folks, you need to be applauding them for that. Let's get this ugly label off the back here. And here's the case. Now, obviously, it's going to be a direct fit and it's going to feel good, look good. It's a little slippery, but the fact that they, again, give you some protection. And oh, and this case right here has lip protection. It's got some lip protection all the way around, so I'm feeling that. So if you lay it down, bars, you get protection. And it's cut out right here because this doubles as the fingerprint reader. So let me get this set up and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so here it is. I did get it all set up. I went in and turned on 120 hertz. By default, it did not come set to 120 hertz. And I went into here and I just checked refresh rate and changed it to 120 hertz. And it definitely looks good. I uninstalled Facebook and I uninstalled LinkedIn, and that's the only thing I've done. Now the fingerprint reader is really fast, folks. I mean, that is a fast fingerprint reader. That's crazy. That's a really nice fingerprint reader. So I got some phones laid out here because I want to show you different sizes. Here it is next to the OnePlus 9 Pro. Roughly the same size. Yeah, it's wider though. The OnePlus 9 Pro is a little bit narrow because of that curve. But other than that, roughly it's about the same height. These are just the phones that I had next to me, so I'm just showing you these. Here's the iPhone 12 Pro Max. You can see it's about the same width, but it feels better because it's curved on the back, and it's definitely not as heavy. And then you've got the OnePlus 9. Obviously, it's bigger than the OnePlus 9. So let's get out of here. Oh, I guess my fingerprint got put in too many times. All right, so let's move these phones out of the way. You don't want to see these phones. You want to see this phone. So again, only thing I've done was set up the fingerprint reader, uninstall Facebook, uninstall LinkedIn, and turned on 120 hertz display refresh rate. Also turned on gestures because the gestures weren't on. So let's get into the settings here. On the top here, I am picking up 5G for AT&T. So you can, there's my SIM card. I had to go in and add the settings manually, and I didn't want to bore you with that. So you got your app, system app updater. This is just updates and stuff like that about the phone. You got your network, your Wi-Fi. I can turn Wi-Fi back on in a minute, but you got Bluetooth, connection and sharing. You got Me Share, Cast, printing, hotspot, VPN, wireless display, NFC. I know you guys were wondering if it had NFC, and it does have NFC. Yeah, so there you go. You can share nearby. You got your always on display. Let's turn that on because I want to show you here. Look at some of these. This is just very nice, man. It's very, very nice. All these different analog clocks and just different. There's so many here with Xiaomi. This is how they do it. I always use that one right there, this last one right here. I always do this one for some reason. I don't know why I like this one. But you can change the color, and you know, you got all these different shades here. It's really nice. You can do that. And you got all these different background versions too right here. So really nice. Always on display is pretty dope. And then obviously you can have a special signature if you want to do that. So let's go back here. You've got raise to wake, double tap screen on and off, lock screen formats, just that. Launch camera, always turn those off. I do not like having the camera on a double press for the power button because I always make that mistake and do it. Anyway, I was in your display already, so you got dark mode here. You can turn that on. You see what dark mode looks like. You can schedule dark mode, 7 p.m., turn on, turn off at 7 a.m. You can do that. You got your brightness levels. I mean, you have the sunlight version, the sunlight thing here where you can turn it on. Oh my God, that is a bright screen, folks. That is bright. In order to do sunlight mode, you have to turn off the auto bright. They don't go hand in hand. You won't be able to turn it on and off. But man, this screen is bright. Definitely getting 13 nits for sure. Wow, that's a beautiful 1300 nits, I should say. That's a beautiful, beautiful display. Let's see here. I talked about you got the color scheme here. Automatic, standard, saturated, original, advanced. This is where you go into it. So obviously I would suggest you put these settings how you want to do it, man. You got adaptive colors, you got a bunch you can do in there. Then you got your AI image machine here, and both of these are off, so let's turn them on. Oh yeah, we definitely want to turn that on. HDR enhancement, yeah, we definitely want to turn that on. Definitely want to turn this on. And look at this right here. It says, this feature will slightly increase power consumption. This feature works only when video toolbox is on. So, you got your text size. You can change the time, the name, the date. It just shows you all different, not change. It shows you different, what it's going to look like. I'm tripping. So let's put it to large because I need it a little bit bigger, as you can see there. Then you got your VR mode, obviously, auto rotate, full screen mode. You can see some apps, by default, you can set them to full screen. Let's change that back down. That looks a little crazy. It's weird how they have an extra small, and no medium. This should be medium right here where it was at. Yeah, this is good. That's good right there. All right, so then you got your sound and vibration. This is your ringtone and everything. I already got a call. I had to start the video over once I stopped it. Silent mode, disturb, vibrant calls, haptic feedback. Haptic feedback is really good. And when you press the power button with the fingerprint reader, it's no feedback, but it's so fast. Initially, when I set this up, I was feeling some feedback. I don't know what I did different. Let's see here. Additional settings, tap sound, screen locks, delete sound, yes, sound effects, preset. I like that it has Dolby Atmos. I'm gonna test the speakers. I'm just kind of going through these settings like this, man, because I know some of you guys might want to see this. Here are your wallpapers, and then I'll get into a sound test. And you go to profile, and then you go to up here. These are the wallpapers that are on the device already. And these are your typical Xiaomi wallpapers these are the newer ones here. This is the one that comes on this phone by default, and I'm leaving it right there. That's super dope. Wait, they have some of the super wallpapers. Oh, it's just these. Okay, yeah, I was like, what the heck? The default wallpaper is actually really clean, man. I think I really like that. So obviously you got themes. You go back into the theme store or whatever. And you can go to profile and then themes. You can see these are the two default ones. The limitless theme, and then they've updated the classic theme because these are stock Android devices now. So battery and performance. You got your ultra battery power saving mode. I really like that, man. That's crazy. Battery stats. I like how they do theirs. I'm going to go up here to settings. And then you see turn off mobile data and blah, blah, blah. We don't want that. 5G battery saver. That's pretty dope. 5G battery saver. And then I never noticed that before. All right, digital well-being. Special features. What's in here? Oh, this is the video toolbox. Game turbo. All right, you can add a game in there to boost it. And it's going to be PUBG. So obviously this is what it is. You're going to boost that game. Second space. You can turn on second space. Designated screen lock or second lock space separate apps. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Floating windows. We know what this is. Yeah, we've seen that before. If you haven't seen that before, that's floating windows. Video toolbox. Yeah, we good. All right, so I want to go into the notification center here. Now you have control styles. Now there's different kinds here. This is something that's new. This is the old version, and it comes default on the old version. So you want to change it to the new version because you get to swipe on either side. I think that's just really nice. So to demo, come down on that side, or you come down on that side. I really like that. I really like that. So status bar, connection speed, I normally show that. Battery indicator, let's put it outside the battery. I don't know why they default like that. Here's where you'll hide this cutout at the top. I personally do not like that. I think you might as well just get your full screen. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying, a person would want to do that, but hey, I understand if that's your thing. So you can cut it out in individual apps. That's pretty cool. So now let's go to, I downloaded the speed test app just to show you. That's the only thing I have downloaded. So it says AT&T 3G. I've never seen that logo. What the heck? It definitely is 5G up there on the logo. But 3G, that's got to be something, man. What the heck? These are definitely not 3G speeds. That is so weird. That just might be an icon problem with this device in particular, but those are definitely not 3G speeds. We know what 3G speeds look like. So, but these are my AT&T speeds indoors right now. And the icon on the top, it says 5G. Yeah. So, yeah, these are definitely not 3G speeds for sure. This phone feels really good in the hand. It's a nice size screen, but you want to see the cameras. So, let's get to it. So the front camera can do 1080p 60, and so that is where I set it at. This is in fact the front camera on the device indoors. I'm gonna go outside and let's see how that works. I'm just gonna pause, then go outside. All right, accidentally hit the record again, but here we are outside. Boy, this is a beautiful looking screen. The cameras look so good. Let me get my bifocals. Oh man, these cameras look great, but you tell me how they are, what the audio sounds like, everything about it, you tell me. Now I'm gonna switch around to the rear. Oh my gosh. Now here is 1080p 60. I'm gonna do 4K 30 in a minute here. Now you can go for a zoom. God, look at how beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is incredibly good. Man, 870 processor, $400, 120 hertz display, HDR10 plus. You get the gist of it. People start calling Xiaomi the new OnePlus. Nah, they're killing it way better than OnePlus in this area. Let's go to the zoom here. You've got 6x zoom, and that is super clear. Let's back out of here. All right, let's go switch to 4K. But first I wanted to do wide angle. You can't change the mode in 60 frames per second from wide angle to regular or narrow like that, but you can do it. You can stop the video and do it. So now let's go to 4K. All right, so here's 4K. Oh, this is just beautiful. This is beautiful. Color representation of the grass. Yes, I need to cut my grass, but it's been storming here for the last week. Tell me how the microphone sound, everything. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's see how much zoom we get on 4K. Looks like we get 6x zoom again on 4K. Incredible. Very nice. Let's do wide angle 4K. All right, here's wide angle 4K. Now the 4K only tops out at 30 frames per second, but that's okay. that is okay. And now let's get some photos in here. This camera, man, I don't think we can call this a budget, like a mid-range phone at all. All right, now here is the rear camera shooting me. I noticed that obviously the rear camera is going to be a heck of a lot better, but this is the rear camera in a sample in 1080p 60 on me. Now let's get back in here and you know what? Let's close the video out right out here. So again, before I get out of here, this phone has dual recording mode, and I think this is again becoming a very popular feature on phones where you can record both cameras at the same time because you have the processing power, the RAM, everything set up just right. So dual recording mode on the F3 as well. Now you can actually do different modes. I've got movie frame mode on right now. We're doing the finishing of this video. One thing I noticed about the camera though is if in fact once you get out of the camera, I don't know if there's a setting I need to change, but it doesn't save the default settings. So every time I'm using a different mode, it defaults back to 1080p 30, which isn't a big deal. You know, I know how to go in and change it, but if you're a consumer, we need to find a way to get that to stay there for you so you don't have to keep changing. But this is the movie frame mode right here on the rear camera. All right, so I think it's easy to say that the Xiaomi Poco F3, and just so you know, it's actually a pretty windy day out, so I'm wondering how this phone is going to handle this. But this is very exciting news to have this device coming in at $400 basically, and you're getting all this powerhouse specs. Cameras to me is where cameras have become like one of the deciding factors on if I use a phone daily along with the battery, because software is pretty much on point with nearly every device that I get in. So the cameras on here, if I can't hold this camera up and do a vlog or do something when I'm on the go, I'm getting stellar quality like I do with my mirrorless cameras and everything. It's a problem, and this is where, even though the OnePlus 9 is my daily, or one of my dailies at the moment, the cameras definitely don't look like this. And so I will definitely put them to the test. I will compare these cameras next to the OnePlus 9 Pro, and I think you'll be hard-pressed to say that these cameras are not as good, if not better, than the Hasselblad setup. Xiaomi is doing their thing. It's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to get out of here, and I'll close out like this. Take care.